G'day guys, welcome back. I'm going to have another go at my beach pour using the Bloom recipe, and we'll see how we go. It's much harder than I thought it was going to be. Righto, so same as last time, except my cell activator I've made thicker. You know how it was sinking and disappearing? So I've made it thicker. We'll see what happens. This is 2 parts Floetrol to 1 part Amsterdam Titanium white. So that's the cell activator. That's what I'm going to swipe with. My pouring medium with these colours is 3 parts untinted wall paint, 1 part gloss varnish, Jo Sonjas, 1 part Polycrylic. Mixed up in there, and that is mixed 2 parts pouring medium to 1 part of my Jo Sonjas paints. So I've got some aqua, I've got some gold, I have Payne's grey, the teal is 50-50 phthalo blue and phthalo green. The brown I don't have in the Jo Sonjas, so I've had to use some basics, raw sienna. I'll have to go and see if Jo Sonjas have got some brown and buy some browns. So there's not much left because I've only got the little bit that was left from the previous pours, just a tiny bit in the bottom. Hopefully it'll be enough. Pillow paint is just white interior low sheen wall paint. So I'm going to put less paint on the canvas for my pillow, because those of you that saw my previous one, there was a lot of white along the edges, and I really wanted dark blue, but it might not be the right technique. I'm not sure. I really don't know how to get the dark blue on the bottom and then get lighter and lighter. It may not well be the right technique to be doing that, but I'll have another little play with it and see if I can get something that I like. I do like the previous one, don't get me wrong. It's just ended up with the dark in the middle instead of the dark on the outside. You know, the dark water's the deep water is the dark water. It's supposed to be on the outside, and then the shallow water, which is lighter, is supposed to be in the middle near the beach. But yeah, I didn't get that, so I don't know. I'll try again. Less of the white this time, and maybe that will help with the colours kind of sliding over the white, hopefully, and not blending too much. And I probably need to go more like my first video. I did 2 videos in the last one. Probably needed to go more like the first one and use a little bit more paint so that the paint could actually, you know, come down further. But we shall see. Righto, let's do the bit of brown. This is the wet sand. Hope it's not too thick. So you know when the sand gets wet, it gets darker. So that's my wet sand. And then we've got the slightly less wet sand. I'm going to put it next to the other one rather than on top of this time. And see if that maybe is a better choice, because I put the other colours last time on top of each other like I do when I have a puddle, when you do the bloom. Oh, I don't want that one. Woo! So yeah, maybe not piling them on top of each other rather than next to each other might be better. Now this is just my gold, so hopefully that's the dry sand, okay? Now the other side, the problem with the aqua is it's an opaque. I don't have an semi-transparent aqua. I may actually have to get some phthalo blue and some phthalo green and mix it with a zinc white, because the zinc white is the mixing white, so it'll lighten it without changing it to an opaque. So that's my next thought. I need to go and get some zinc white, and I need to get some brown Jo Sonjas. So my next day off, that's what I'll be going to do, because this, it just goes over the top, and it's not letting the other colours through. That's why I'm not really seeing my navy so much, but I'm going to have another little go at it. I might just try and like zigzag it a little bit so that we get maybe a little bit of different colours coming through, if one doesn't want to particularly stay where it's told. I don't know, we shall see. I'm throwing in this dark teal as well. I'm going to put it down here a little bit lower down. And then the Payne's Grey. Let's see how that goes. I do need a little bit more blue up here though, don't I? Yeah, I think I really do need that mixing white, which is the zinc white. I just don't want to swipe with the pillow paint, that's all, so I kind of need to cover all of that. Alright, I'm going to swipe the beach first. Get my little bit of paper towel organised. So this swipe mixture is a little bit thicker. Got my little plastic sheets that I like to swipe with. Just cut up a piece of plastic, a document holder, or whatever you can find. Now this needs to go, because I want the colours to blend a little bit, I'm going to pour it half on that dark brown and half on the turquoise. And hopefully it won't all sink. Right, let's do it. Press it in a little bit harder so it's kind of going down into the other colours rather than just sort of going over the top. Push down a little bit harder with it. Okay, that's looking good. Can't see a lot of the dark at the moment. Now I don't want brown in there contaminating it, so I'm going to change over and touch the white again and a little bit of pressure, because I want the white to kind of push down into the other colours if possible. See, where's all my dark? I want the dark down here on the edge where the deep water is, but I can't get it from up there down here. So this is my dilemma. How do I do that? Maybe it's just not possible. Pushing down a little bit harder there. So now you can see how thick my white is, going from 2.5 parts pouring medium, Floetrol to 1 part paint to 2 to 1 has made a big difference. It's kind of like I've got too much white on there. I don't really want to pour over, swipe over that blue, but I'm going to have to take some of this white away. It's too thick. So obviously I put too much white on there. The thickness of it's fine because I want to stretch it, but I just put a little bit too much there when I did my little puddle. Which way am I going to go? I don't really want to break them up, but I might have to do it in 2 parts actually. Or just leave, I can just leave that middle bit. That's fine, I'll just leave it. Okay, let's see how that goes when I pick it up and stretch it around a little bit, hey? So it's not going to stretch a whole lot because I don't have a very thick pillow underneath. You saw how I thinned it out. Now this bit's moving faster because it's got more white on it. That was the bit that I didn't swipe twice. So I think I'm going to have to swipe it again, otherwise it's just going to move too fast. And it'll be moving much faster than the other paints. And I do want them all to move at the same rate. Okay. Now, because I picked up a little bit of aqua there, it's gone through. I'm going to see if I can get over this corner here. It's going to be a bit tricky because, you know, I've hardly got any pillow paint on here. It's going to move really slow. But let's just see what happens. I've got much more brown. I'm going to have to get rid of some of that brown. The brown's moving faster. I've obviously got more brown on the surface than I've got blue. So let's get rid of some of the brown first. I've got a little river happening through my beach. It doesn't really want to move. Okay, so having less pillow is probably not ideal because, as you can see, it just does not want to move. It's got nothing to move on. I'm just going to get a little bit of this off because it's quite thick there. Get a little bit of that off. And that could just be a little bit of a valley where the river's coming into the beach, hey? The beach doesn't have to be dead straight, that's for sure. It's a bit tricky to get it even to go over the edges, I must say. Very tricky. Don't know that this is going to be a success at all. It's just not moving. It's going to be very, very slow. But you can see the lacing. You can see the lacing more because my cell enhancer was thicker this time. Okay, it's just not going to move. Okay, so let's go back to a thick pillow. So this is just experimenting. This is what it takes. You have to experiment, you have to trial things. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't work. Yeah, it can be frustrating, it can be expensive, but you know, if you love what you're doing, if you love the art and you want to progress, you want to get better, you kind of have to do this. I don't know that I've got enough here. Another empty bottle. You do go through a lot of this. You really do, this pillow paint. Just drop something in there, a little dry bit. In Australia, this white paint is about $60 for 4 litres a gallon. $60. It's quite expensive. And you know, I'm pretty happy with the way my blooms have gone. So I thought, I'll just, you know, move on to something else, try something else. But then you kind of have to start all over again with your experimenting when you're trying a new technique, because your ratios are different, your thicknesses and everything, and consistencies are all different. So it's kind of like starting afresh again. Now, I don't know that I've got very much brown left at all. I might have to just put a little splash of water in it to thin it out. So I've got a little bit more to play with. Oh, there's hardly any in there at all. Look at that. That's all about, that's all I've got. I got a few paintings out of it though, didn't I? Got a few. Scrape it out. Okay, that's all I've got. About the same of this one. Oops, I just sprayed it on myself. I just have to have more of the gold this time. Actually, I've got light gold and dark gold, so I might put the dark gold down first. Oh, I dropped a bit in there. Get out. Did I get you? I don't think so. There we go. I'm a bit of a messy worker today. It's really hard trying to keep my bottles clean, especially when I've got white paint all over my gloves. It's so hard. Alright, so that's the sand. I think it's easier if I just take the lid off. Okay, there's the aqua. This is the same aqua with a little bit of ultramarine blue added to make it more of a bluey aqua. And there's our teal. Now the problem I'm foreseeing here is that aqua is just going to come straight over the top because it's the opaque colour. But I'm hoping that once I start tilting a little bit that I might get some of the other colours to come up underneath. I don't know. I may just have to put this on hold until I can get myself some non-opaque in the aqua. I think that's what I'm going to have to do. Alright. Turn that around and do the beach first. Now, this time, not so much white. I had way too much white last time, so let's go just a little bit. A little thin bit like that. A little bit goes a long way. And we'll just pick up that white. And off we go. Now, where's the white gone? It's sunk. Missed a bit. Hopefully that'll be all right once I've start tilting. The cells are quite small at the moment. Well, actually, these aren't cells. These are lacings. Now, I'm going to have to try. I don't want to put any more white on there, so I'm going to see if I can pick up the white and drag it. See all the aqua? That's because it's the opaque. It just goes over the top of all the others. Won't let the others shine. It's a bit of a bully. Let's see what happens if I do that. That's quite pretty. I can see a little bit of the darker blue there. I might leave it like that because I'm getting the graduation of the aqua and then the slightly darker. So I think that's quite pretty rather than have it all exactly the same. You can see a little bit of the turquoise, and then over here you've got a little bit more of the variation of the darker colours. So righto, let's see if I can tilt this a little bit. Now because we've got the pillow underneath, it should all move. Now I'm just going to do this until everything's moving in unison. I'm just watching the middle to see if it's all moving together, because I sort of, when I used the plastic, I kind of dug down a little bit. I want to try and get this corner fixed up here. So as I said in the previous video, you know, beaches are not just straight. I'll have to get rid of that line. You know, your sand doesn't just go in a straight line. It goes in and out and maybe around a puddle or around some rocks and things, and it's not just a straight line. Right, now this is going to be a bit tricky. I didn't notice it before. Tear that in half. Let's see if I can just pull a bit of that over that stripy bit there. Okay. I do need to get to this corner over here as well, but I don't want to lose all the sand, so let's go the other way. Instead of going straight down, I'm just going to walk it. See if that's any better. I need to go over this corner down here. Get over, get over, get over, get over. Yes. And you're over as well. Oh, that's looking really pretty. Wish my white wouldn't all disappear. You know, I like the white frothiness of the waves and the foam and the froth, and I always lose the white. Maybe I need to put more white in the middle so that I've got like a white band through the center. This gold is really pretty against the brown. Now I'm going to have to try and get all the way over here. Let's see if I can. If I can't, I'm just going to have to leave it. Oh no, I'm losing a lot of stuff. Okay, it's over. Let me turn it around. It's always a problem, you know, when you have to go to one corner like that. And then you have to try and come back again, and you think, oh, I might have ruined it by going all that way. But it has got a nice big pillow under it, so hopefully it will be all right. I'm just trying to straighten up my little lines there. Okay, I want more blue than I do brown, so I'm going to leave it there. How's that looking? What do you think? I need a bit of brown for this corner over here. This corner's empty. I might just put a little bit of this on it. Because I didn't quite go over that corner. It's a bit tricky. It's a difficult technique. It really is. I mean, I've been pouring for 3 years, but this is new to me, and I'm still struggling with it. I should really not touch the sides because now the white has come through on the sides where my gloves were. Try and fix that up somehow. To try not to stick my fingers on the sides. Fix it up as best I can. Oh, I missed you too. because I just went to the edges, you know. I didn't want to lose too much paint, so I just went over. Probably wasn't quite enough. I'm trying to get some turquoise without the white in it. So again, it's not wonderful. Still isn't what I had in my mind. I don't know if I can create what I want to with this particular technique. Maybe a swipe's just not the right tool for this. I mean, I have done beach pours before with regular swipes. Actually, I've got one here. This is pretty old. Don't laugh. See, that was just a swipe with my card, and I sort of swipe like that, and I swipe like that, and I swipe like that. So that's a different sort of beachy one. This is much more amazing. The colours are amazing. And it just looks really, really pretty. Now, the one I did earlier, I'll get it. Oops, it's over here. It's got a lot more blue showing. Look at that. They're both really pretty. This one's got a lot more beach showing and aqua, and this has got more blue. I think they would look really pretty next to each other on a wall together, don't you think? Let's put him away. Now I've got to wipe my hands again before I can pick up my phone. Okay. I wonder what would happen if I torched it. Anything? Probably nothing. Actually, you know what oh, I'm popping bubbles. You know what I do want to do is at some stage use this bloom recipe with just a blob of silicone oil. Excuse me. Popped a lot of bubbles there. I don't know whether that was a good thing or not. Probably not. Okay, I'm going to get my camera down. What do you think of my new light? My video's any brighter? And it does have to come across the bar, see? Because it was sitting up there. And so now it has to sort of slide out. That's it there, my new big light. My camera sits up in there. I think it's a pretty good light. Offers a good amount of light anyway. Righto. So my beach is quite dark, isn't it? It's not a very light coloured sandy beach. Again, this teal looks blue. It's not, it's teal. It looks very blue through my screen. Everything looks darker through my screen actually. I'll turn my light back on. I don't know if it makes any difference at all. It still looks teal. So there we go. What do you think of this one? I guess it's not a true beach. It's beach inspired. That's what I should say. Beach inspired because of the colours, the browns and the blues and the turquoises and a little bit of white. I just wish I had a bit more white for my froth, but I don't think that's going to happen. I did a little practice one on a tile. I didn't video it. It's over here. That's it there. I was trying to get more darker colour down the end, but again, it didn't work. I just don't know. I may have to do it how I do my regular swipes. You know how I do like a navy background or a black background when I do my big swipes? Come with me. You know these swipes? Maybe I can try those. Don't look at my mess. Maybe I can try that background, like do a navy background, and then use the bloom paints and the white cell activator to go over the top. Wonder if that would work. I'll try that. That'll be my next option. Look at my messy table. There's all my colours. Oh dear. All right. There she is in all her glory. I hope you like her. I do. Yeah, it doesn't really look like a beach very much. More like a rocky cliff looking down over the water. But a little bit too dark, I think, to be beachy. A bit too much brown. All right, I'll leave it at that. Oh my gosh, half an hour. Sorry to keep you guys listening to me yak on for half an hour. I will keep experimenting with the beach paws and see if I can do better. But yeah, thanks for following me. I'll see you real soon. Bye for now.